Welcome to Cataclysm Corner. I'm your host, Val. I don't give answers, I give awakenings. And if you're here, it's because something inside of you has already begun to shift. Let's poke it. I do not have a solid question for this episode. This is more of a rambler session, so I'm probably going to touch a few different topics. I just woke up. I just made my coffee, so excuse the hoarseness of my voice. I am trying to wake up. So, let's begin, shall we? First thing I want to talk about is tarot. Some people view certain cards as scary, or they fear what they represent or symbolize. A few of these kids, oh man, a few of these is like the death card, the devil card, and the tower card. Now, I want to clarify a few things. The death card in tarot is like, oh boy. Go on, don't be loud. I'm trying to fucking record something. Then you can go to your room. Shh. You went to your room anyways, crazy. Oh man. Okay, so the death card basically represents change. Something that's shifting, something that's changing. Like what my episodes do to most people. They come out feeling different. They come out having a new perspective. They come out having found answers within themselves that they can apply and alter their trajectory with. That's like a death, because the old version, the old thought, the old process, the old has died and the new has replaced it. That's basically what the death card is. It's not scary. It does not mean that you're literally going to die. Just like with the devil, it doesn't mean that someone is a devil or someone is harmful or hateful. It basically just represents constraints, being shackled, being caged. And it can also represent the exact opposite, breaking free, breaking those chains, breaking cycles, stuff like that. And the tower moment gets a lot of bad rap. I'm literally a walking tower moment, so I am well aware that towers get a horrible reputation. Tower moments is basically the collapse of everything or anything that no longer aligns with you or cannot be carried with you. For instance, one of my biggest tower moments that I personally had a huge, huge issue with was when my dog died. Now, this dog of mine, he was like my first child. I had got him before I had had my children. And in all honesty, he was my support system through a very dark period. of my life, of my young adulthood. I got him when I was like 19. And he was, how do I say this? He was my don't kill yourself dog. He's the reason I kept pushing on. He's the reason that I kept waking up every day and doing my best, regardless of how I felt. And oh goodness, are you okay? Um, he was the reason that I did not give up. And when he passed away, it literally broke me. Um, I had already had my eldest son at that time. He was like a year and a half. And at the time that I had lost my dog, I had also just recently totaled my truck. Like, I had a huge near-death experience. I was driving down the road. I had turned slightly to say something to my son in the back seat, and the truck had veered a little to the edge of the road, and one of the tires had touched the mud, and we started sliding. And I had corrected out of it a few different times. And during the corrections that I had made to try to regain control, one of my front tie rods had snapped. Which, if you know anything about vehicles, you lose all control at that point because your steering system is broken. The part of the system itself is broken. Well, anyways, we had drove off the road and we'd flipped several times. And we ended up laying on the passenger side of the vehicle, on the ground. Like the passenger side of the vehicle was laying on the ground. I'm sorry, I was not very clear about that. Anywho, I had unbuckled myself, got out, got my kiddo out of his car seat, walked through the back glass out the bed of the truck, and neither of us had any major injuries. My son had a very tiny scratch on his neck, and it wasn't even a scratch, it was more of like seatbelt burn, where the seatbelt had like chafed a slight bit during the wrecking. And anyways, so the point being, huge tower moment. We were okay. We survived, no injuries. Total positive vibes. Anywho, so total tower moment. Like, I had totaled my truck. My truck was not drivable at all. I had to have it towed to the house with a freaking tractor from one of the local farmers. And less than a week later, I had let my dog out to go potty. And I do not have a fence around my property. And he had gone off looking for bitches. Gonna go get him some. And he crossed the highway that ran through town and got ran over. Um, it was a huge, huge hit for me. And in all honesty, I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. The grief and the pain of that loss was astronomical. It was huge. It was giant. And stacking that on top of the fact that I no longer had a means of transportation. I couldn't go to the store if I needed to get something, you know. Like, say I needed milk. I couldn't just get up and go to the store. I had to rely on someone else to bring me a vehicle or give me a ride or something like that. And prime example, I had to rely on a local farmer's niece. I think she's his niece. I don't remember. But anyways, I had to rely on another person to take me to go pick up my dog because the city had gotten him up off the road and had taken him out to the dump because, they didn't know whose dog he was. So they had put him in one of the separate dumpsters like they do with any animal carcass. Now, luckily, the people that pick up the carcasses and dispose of them had already come and cleared out the previous week's um, dumpster. And my dog was the only one in the dumpster. So I didn't have to, go above and beyond to retrieve him. And luckily enough, there was a guy that was there that helped me. He climbed into the dumpster and picked him up and handed him to me over the side. And I wrapped him up and put him in the bed of the truck so I could bring him home and bury him properly. Oh, sorry. Coffee was a little bit warm. Anywho, what I'm getting at is even though towers can be rough, towers are not easy by no means. That's not what I'm getting at here when I explain them. They are very difficult processes, but the end result is simply this. What you lose, whatever you lose, whether it be a vehicle, a family member, a pet, a job, an opportunity, whatever it is that you lose in the tower moment is making space for something else. And it could be anything else. But one thing is guaranteed. Whatever comes in after the purging is going to be more aligned. It's going to be for you. It's going to be for your betterment, for your higher self. So with that said, we're going to move on from that. There's not very many tarot cards that are overly misunderstood. Just those three are the primary ones. Now, I think that's going to be it for this Rambler session. I may make another one here in a little bit because I have another topic stirring around my head, but I'm not going to put it behind this one because I'm not going to put it with this one because it's not symbiotic. It's not, it'd be too much of a drastic change to pair with this. So, if you're interested in the following story, excuse me, confirmation, someone's going to be interested. I just burped a little bit. Oh, my brain. I just lost my train of thought. If you're interested in the following story that I plan on recording, seek it out in my podcast. You can look below and find my link tree, and it will take you to my Instagram. It'll take you to the support page, and it will take you to the podcast page where you can find all of my episodes. And if you enjoy this show and you want to support the show, every little bit is a-okay. I'm grateful for all of the support that I have received and all of the listeners. So, with that said, this was Cataclysm Corner with Val. And if something inside of you is twitching, good. It's what it's supposed to do. It means it's working. I'll catch you in the next disruption.